Hi artists, it's Miss Lori and I'm happy to see you back in our virtual art studio. We've been studying collage in so many different ways. We studied how to place shapes separately and made separate shape collages. We studied how to make shapes touch and have negative shapes that pop out in our touching shape collages. We learned how to overlap shapes in our animal collages. And now we're going to do something different. We're going to learn how to juxtapose or combine images. Sometimes when we combine two images, we get an image that looks very different than the two separate things it's made of.
Hold on, you said the word image. How is an image different from the shapes we've been working with?
We've been making pictures out of shapes made out of color paper. Today we're not just cutting out a shape from paper, we're cutting a picture of something out. Then we'll combine that picture with another picture. We'll juxtapose the two pictures to make a new image.
What was that word?
The word juxtapose means to place things side by side, to compare or contrast them for an interesting effect.
How did you say it?
Let's clap it together. Juxtapose.
Juxtapose.
Isn't it fun to learn new words? I think for lunch I'm going to juxtapose my peanut butter with jelly for an interesting sandwich. Let's look at some artists whose work depends on juxtapositions to make it meaningful. We already looked at artist Hannah Husch's work, but we didn't see this one yet. Look at it carefully. Can you see that she's imposed an eye and a mouth on the sun? She's juxtaposed these items with the sun. In this collage, she's juxtaposed a heart, a coat, and eyes. It might look like a person, but there's something strange about it too. You can make very surprising images with juxtapositions. You can make things look surreal. In the French language, sur, S-U-R, means under. So surreal means under the real. It's that dreamlike state where strange juxtapositions happen. Artists can use scale or the relationship of sizes to create a sense of surrealism. In this picture, the artist has juxtaposed a cat and a building, but they've made the cat huge, 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 much bigger than it would be, as big as the building. And look at the tiny person looking at the cat. That's surreal, a surreal juxtaposition. Deborah Roberts is an artist who works in collage. Look at the way she's juxtaposed a different hand onto this young girl. She has made it larger than it would look in real life. It is also a symbol of power. How does this juxtaposition make you feel about the girl? Now we're going to begin making collages using juxtapositions. You'll need some old magazines or newspapers or things that have pictures that you can cut out, some glue or a glue stick, a background piece of paper, and scissors if you have them. If you don't, you can always tear. Start by cutting out images that you think might be interesting to use. Animals, food, people. Just find some large, interesting pictures to use. If you have a printer and are thinking of something specific, like a whale, you can print it out and cut that up. You'll see that I had a pigeon that I had printed out for a different project, and I used it in my collage. Let's start with just two images and see how we can combine them to make it something, a third thing that's different. Here I have some magazines and my photo of a bird, and I have a photo of a fish. I kind of want to fit them together and make one animal. I'm cutting out my bird. Now I'm taking my fish, I've cut it a little bit, and I'm playing with it. where would it look best? There goes the bird's head, and here comes the fish's body. Here it is. I've juxtaposed a pigeon's body with the fish's head, and I've made a new creature. I've decided to make another one using some other pictures that I had and the bird's head, the pigeon's head. You can see I'm cutting things out and putting them together to make a bigger animal made out of different parts. Once you put a piece down, you want to play with where it is so that you get the sweet spot. Remember, we talked about that spot that's just perfect for placement, something that feels right to you. So that's what we're doing. We're finding some newspapers or magazines or old calendars and cutting out bigger images that we think are interesting. Then we're going to play with the placement to make something new. You can start by juxtaposing just 2 pictures, or you can do a picture using more, like I did here. Remember to upload it to your Google Classroom file, and you can also post it to your Padlet for fun.